But morning guys, this is my RedCat Gen 8 LED light kit. Well, it's not the one from RedCat, as I'm not quite sure when that's coming out, but I was down at my local hobby store the other day and picked up this Common Sense RC LED light kit. So you fit a wide variety of cars, come with a full harness, everything on there. A little bit about it. White LEDs at the front. It's also got orange ones for your indicators, so when you're turning, this should actually indicate left, or when you're turning right, it should indicate right. Brake lights at the back in red. It's also got white lights, LED lights, that come on when you reverse the car. How cool is that? Neat little feature on there. So it's fully functioning LED light kit, just like you'd have on your real road car. Okay guys, well, quick demo of the lighting kit. Everything is now installed in here. Indicators, reversing lights, brake lights, headlights, all work. I'm sure you want to see this in action. Following the demo of the Gen 8 LED lighting kit, there will be a step-by-step guide showing you exactly how to fit the same kit that I fitted, which you're welcome to peruse in your own time. And if you do find this stuff useful and you want to see more of this car, then don't forget to subscribe. Okay, moment of truth, did the turn signals work? Got the one coming on there, the one coming on at the rear. Turning the opposite way. Turn signal coming on here, and the one's working, and the one's working at the rear as well. Okay, moment of truth, let's test the reversing lights out. Looks like a dream. Indicator light working exceptionally well on there. Everything so far looking good, boys. Now, only slight deficiency is one headlight appears to be on at the front all the time, but when it's just put it in forwards, they both come on. So that one remains on all the time. But I'm not too worried about that, as they both come on when it's going forwards. And more to the point, my reversing lights work absolutely fine. As do when I go forwards. Brake lights just momentarily. The brake lights only come on very, very momentarily. Well, thumbs up if you like that, guys, and here is the step-by-step guide to fitting the LED lights to the Gen 8. So first of all, what do we get included in our Common Sense LED lighting kit? Let's get rid of that plastic. Okay, so what do we get included? We get 4 5mm LED white lights, 2 5mm LED red lights, 4 3mm LED orange lights, 2 wire harnesses, 2 3mm LED white lights, control board and accessories packet. Splitting everything out of the packet, this is what we get for our money. Our control board, 4 5mm white lights, 2 3mm white lights, 2 5mm red lights, 4 3mm orange lights, 2 wire cables, bag of accessories and our little control board there. Okay, well, first up, they recommend mounting the lighting box on the inside roof of your RC car. So I'm going to put that on there first of all with the Gen 8. On here there's a full wiring layout showing which sockets are which. I'll put that against the side of the diagram so I can see precisely what I'm looking at. 100% brightness, socket number 1, that's when you're going forwards. Turn left, socket number 3, single flash. Turn right, socket number 4, single flash. Brake, you scan across and you've got various options in here. You can have full 100% brightness on socket 8, 50% brightness on socket 5. I'm inclined to put each of the lights to a separate channel so everything is working totally independently. Backwards, you got 100% for your white lights in socket number 6, and so on and so on. So you can read through that chart, program and put everything on there to your heart's content. And it occurs to me, before putting it in the car, the best thing to do, wire everything up, just test the whole lot works correctly with the transmitter. I've got the white 5mm lights in socket 1 for the headlights. In sockets 3 and 4, I've got the respective 3mm indicator orange lights on there. Run out of socket 8 at the back, I've got the brake lights. I'm running out of socket 6, I've got the white reversing lights. Next, we're going to get one of the Y leads and connect the tail end of it to number 1 on the control board. Now they're self-apparent as they've got a little keyed slot on the side of them, so just going to very carefully fit that in. And there we go. So that's one of the Y wires connected into channel 1. Now you're going to take the other two parts of the Y lead and you connect one to your steering servo. Is going to plug in this socket, and this is going to plug in where your steering servo did go in your receiver. You're going to take the second Y harness and plug the tail end of that into channel 2 on here. This is then going to connect between the throttle on your receiver and the ESC power input. Now if anybody wants to see a really neat piece of design, you're a bit worried about doing electrics on your RC car, think maybe fitting the lighting kit's beyond you, RedCat have made this so easy. It is untrue to fit the lights to the Gen 8. On here we have got our servo wire which plugs in, so you're not even going to undo the receiver box at all. And on the left we've got our ESC wire. All we've got to do is take our leads from channel 1, the Y piece on here that goes on in the servo. So we're going to simply remove that lead, plug this end of the Y lead in there, plug our servo lead in there. I'll pull back a bit guys so we can see that. So that's the wiring coming from port number 1. Now obviously we've got a bit of tidying up to do. We're then going to take the second Y lead, we're going to take the ESC lead out, plug it in to one end of our Y lead, so a bit of a firm click in there, plug the other end of the Y lead into there, and that is our lighting kit wired in terms of fitting it into the receiver. How easy is that? Absolutely outstanding design, provided all this works of course. Okay, got my trusty 2S Avonic battery pack on board, which is used for all my crawlers these days. Okay guys, moment of the truth before I tidy all the wiring up inside the body. Down here we've got our brake lights, our reversing lights and our headlights here. We've got one set of indicator lights here and one set of indicator lights here. So first of all, let's turn the wheel to the left and see which ones come on. And those come on. So I've got those the wrong way round, but that's not a problem because they're not on yet. Okay, so single flashes on there, and the other ones are going to come on when I turn the other way. So my indicator lights are all good and working. Now, very gently, going to squeeze that. The front headlights appear to be on all the time. Don't have a problem with that. Very gently going to squeeze the accelerator on it. Just taking care to hold the car. And those come on nice and bright when it's going. One of these should come on. When it brakes, he says, moving forwards, brake, come on, there we are. It's a very, very short distance for the braking lever to come on there, but the fact that they are working when I flick it back will be easier to see that when it's actually running outside. Now these ones should be the reversing lights. And there we are, coming on when it reverses. So in a minute, the Common Sense RC lighting kit definitely gets my thumbs up. Can't wait to see this installed in the car. Now everyone may have their own way of fixing the lights in, but to my mind, can't go too far wrong. A little bit of hot glue on the back and just push that in and hold it until it sets. Those shouldn't be going anywhere in a hurry. Anyway, now I'm going to put the other two lights in on this side. A little bit of care needed when putting the indicators in, or the turn signals in rather, because you're working on the car upside down. So your left is now your right and your right's now your left, etc. If you know what I mean there guys. Should you get it wrong, don't panic, think, oh, I put them in the wrong side, but all you need to do is change the wires round on the box. Well, let's put it this way guys, when filming this, it's not exactly conducive to child-friendly language. My indicator light, one of them, needs to go in at the rear there. It will stretch about that far, so it's not going to stretch right to the front of the car. So my inclination is to put it out through the side fender here, rather than stretching that wiring. Now, on the back of the RedCat there, because the indicator or turn signal lights are 3mm LEDs, they're not going to sit ideally in the holes there. You actually want the top one as you're looking at the car upside down, which is the orange lens at the bottom when the car is the right way up. So what I've done is hold it in place, squirt hot glue around the back, and when that's set I'm going to put a little bit more on just to make sure that's not going anywhere in a hurry. Now while I'm in the process of installing the control board box in the top of the car and tidying all the wiring up, I've disconnected both the ESC and the steering lead. It occurs to me that in order not to plug the wrong ones into control box, which could cause some damage on there, mark the ESC wire with either some yellow or red tape associating that with power, just to differentiate it from the steering servo. So when you're plugging that one in, you're going to think very carefully about which socket you're plugging it into. Now, one thing, this kit does come with these little black LED fixings here for the 3mm and 5mm lights, but these don't fit the holes in the RedCat. I'm not that inclined to take all the lenses out, drill the holes out and fit them using these. Just easier and faster from my point of view to use the hot glue gun. And speaking of hot glue, I've tacked the lights in on each side. I'm now going to go over the top of them and make sure they're not going anywhere in a hurry with the hot glue. Okay, well, after tidying up the wiring inside with some tape, I've just got these two side signals to fit, so I'm just going to drill a couple of small holes in the side, and for fitting those I am going to use these little black adapters. Okay, well, if anybody's wondering, I've just gone through with a 9/64 drill bit, just literally taken that in my hand, just screwed that through and then just push one of the 3mm LED adapters. So I'm going to push the LED through, click it on from the other side. Okay guys, moment of truth, I've got both of the indicators in there, I drilled them, I did put a little bit of hot glue behind each one on there. I've put clear Gorilla Tape. I've put as much of the loose tape as I can inside. You don't want to pull the wires too much so that none of the connectors are pulling or none of the wires are being pulled on the bulb. So a little bit of slack in there, but unless you want them out the way. By putting the box on the top, you're standing a moderate chance of keeping the thing watertight. So unless you're going up above the roof with water, you should be okay. Now when it comes to plugging those two wires back in, you always want the power one, the ESC one, on the inside edge of the connector, no matter which way it's up. Think of the power one, inside edge, servo, outside edge. So I'm going to connect those up right now, get it powered up. Okay, just by putting one cable tie around the base of the wires there, keeps everything together from flopping around, and then you've just got your two wire leads which are going to connect back up into the top, and you've got plenty of stretch room on here, he says, and then probably can't reach it. Making sure you've got your ESC one to the inside, hence the yellow bit of tape. That is my tip to you, in order not to fry things by getting them the wrong way around. That's on, not too much wire, loose wire flopping around inside. Tidy that battery wire over. Well, if you are fitting LED lights to your Gen 8, I do hope you found this video useful. We hope you liked this video. If you did, please click on the circle image to subscribe. And if you hit subscribe, then don't forget to hit that little notifications bell next to it.